This is a video to explain how to implement the EPS90 program and how to run an EPS90 transaction. The first step in running an EPS90 transaction is letting your customer know that you offer the EPS90 Easy Payment Plan. Recommend telling your customer, I just wanted to let you folks know that we've introduced a no credit check easy payment plan. If you have any questions while you're looking around, please feel free to let me know. The next step is educating your customer on how the program works. Our easy payment plan allows you to set up a guaranteed series of payments. If your customer is approved, they may schedule up to 20 payments over a 90-day period. They only need to put down a minimum of 15% today, and you can work out a payment schedule that you both can live with. There are no interest rates to worry about because we're not dealing with financing. There is simply a transaction fee to use the service. It's affordable, flexible, and a responsible way to do business today. As a business owner, you can determine the amount that the customer is required to put down as a deposit. The program requires a minimum of 15%. More than that is up to you. You can also set the program rate to your benefit as well. We recommend a rate of 10%, but you can vary this to best fit your client base and your needs. You then need to qualify your customer. To use the Easy Payment Plan, there are only 4 qualifications. Your customer needs to have a state-issued ID, a checking account with commercially imprinted checks. They need to show proof of income. This can be as simple as a payroll stub, or if they are retired or self-employed, they would just show a copy of their bank statement showing regular deposits. We then check their name and their account number against a national negative check file. Meeting these qualifications, your customer's transaction will be approved.
Next, you have to determine the payment schedule, collect the checks dated for each payment, and fill out the one-page, 60-second customer agreement. Here we have a sample customer invoice from Mike's Mattress Market. The product being sold is a Crestone pillow top mattress at a price of $1,349.99. You list the tax on the invoice, and of course the tax is just on the base amount. Here we show a rate of 7.5% for $97.80. The program rate that you are charging the customer is 10%. That would be $134.99. And there is a one-time file creation fee of $25. This is strictly an administrative cost. That gives us a total of $1,607.79. This total will be paid in 6 checks. The first check, today's down payment, will be $400, and the remaining $1,207.78 will be split into 5 checks, being $241.56 each. The rest will be paid out bi-weekly, starting the 24th of September 2010. Next, you have the customer write out the full series of checks. Ideally, the checks are made to your business/EPS in the payment line. The one-page customer agreement is what follows. Starting at the top of the form, you fill out today's date. You enter in both the merchant's name, your name, and the customer's name. You describe the goods or services being provided, in this case a Crestone pillow top mattress, the total dollar amount of the transaction, and then we go to fill out the actual series of payments. First, start with check number. They must be in numeric order, starting with the payment starting today and continuing on for the full series. I then start in the right-hand column, write in the date that each check is due to be deposited. We then enter in the amount of each check. Today's deposit is $400. Subtracting the setup fee and then 10%, you end up with $337.50. The next check, dated on the 24th of September, will be for $241. Again, subtracting 10%, you end up with the base amount of $217.39. That will be the same for the rest of the series of checks. At the bottom of the form, the customer supplies his employment information, and although on the contract it says proof of employment shall be submitted to the store within 7 days and kept on file, we recommend that the customer provide this information when the transaction is completed. He then provides his name, including his home phone, cell phone, work phone, his current correct home address, and his driver's license information. A copy of the driver's license must accompany the contract in the customer's file, along with a copy of their proof of employment. The customer's social security number is also required for identification purposes only. We also ask for the name of a relative not living with the customer, a phone number, and that relative's address. At the bottom of the contract, both you, the merchant, and the customer sign the form accepting the terms. Now you are ready to run your first check. Make sure the screen on the NURIT reads check conversion amount. If the screen reads credit sale amount, press the green enter key until the screen reads check conversion amount. Enter in the amount of the first check. On our example, the first check shows a deposit amount of $400. Press enter. The screen reads either MICR or use check reader. You notice the light on the RDM has turned green. Insert the first check face up with the numbers to the right. Now it asks you to either swipe or enter driver's license number. The driver's license may be swiped through the machine or simply enter in the driver's license number. The screen will read default to state code. That is the state that's determined to be your local business area. If that is correct, hit enter for yes, or hit menu for no. If it is an out-of-state check, press menu and enter in the appropriate state code. The machine dials out and processes the transaction. The machine will either approve the transaction or decline it. If the sale is approved, the machine will print the merchant receipt. Have the customer fill out the information at the bottom and sign the receipt. Hit any key, and the customer's copy will also print out. The next step is to scan all additional checks in the series. The screen will either read check conversion amount or credit sale amount. Press the green enter key until you see scan check amount. Enter in the amount of the first post-dated check and press enter. By our example, that is $241.56. Press enter, and the screen will read date to present. Enter in the date to present. Enter in the next check. Scan the check through the RDM. Check must face up with the numbers along the bottom edge of the check to the right. The check image is scored on the RDM. The screen will then read scan another check. Enter for yes or menu for no. Enter in the dollar amount. Press enter. Then enter in the date to complete. Press enter. Again, insert the next check into the series, face up with the numbers to the right. The image of the check is now stored into the RDM. If you need to process another post-dated check, press enter and repeat the process for each check. If you've completed this series of checks, press menu for no. When all checks have been scanned, the terminal will print a report of all scanned checks. That's all it takes. The transaction is complete. You need to keep the following in the customer's file to preserve the guarantee: a copy of the customer's identification and proof of income, the signed and completed customer agreement, the signed merchant copy of the customer receipt, the original checks. Each payment is made electronically. There is no need to present the checks to your bank. Our recommendation is that the file for each transaction is kept on file for at least 6 months after the final payment is made. Now, to run a single check using the EPS90 program, make sure that you are set up with single check conversion. To start, make sure that the screen reads check conversion amount and press Verify, which has a yellow arrow pointing to the right and is located to the right of the 9 button. If the screen reads credit sale amount, press the green enter key until the screen reads check conversion amount. The screen will now read check verify amount. Enter in the amount of the check and press enter. The screen will now read enter MICR or use check reader. The light on the RDM again has changed green. Insert this check. The screen will prompt enter or swipe driver's license number. Again, the driver's license may be swiped or just hand key the information. Again, it asks you to default to the state, and that is the state you're currently in. If that is the correct state, hit the green enter key for yes, or press the menu key for no and enter in the correct state code. The machine will dial out and process. The machine will either decline or approve the sale. If the sale is approved, the machine will print a merchant receipt. The customer must sign the receipt. Keep the receipt for your records. Press the enter key. The customer has their copy of the receipt as well. You give this receipt to the customer.